Okay. In today's reaction, we are going to be watching the creative genius of Jim Carrey. He's on the Letterman show, and the tagline is, "On how rich people laugh." Let's check it out, Jim. Okay, it's always a pleasure to watch Jim Carrey. I think this guy is absolutely hilarious. He's been an icon of mine since Ace Ventura.
Alrighty then.
Was it 1993, 94, something like that? Been watching this guy for 30 odd years. Let's go.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There is no hotter film star than our first guest tonight. I happen to know that his last film, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, made over $1 trillion.
Yeah.
His new film entitled The Mask will probably...
There is no way. So that's when it was, 1994, 95 on The Mask. This is in between Ace Ventura and The Mask. There is no way a film in 1993, no matter what it was, made that much money. Would not even do it these days.
Probably make enough money to shut Hollywood down forever. It opens on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Oh, if only people knew what was going on in Hollywood. Right. Let's
welcome the always personable, the very talented Mr. Jim Carrey. Yes, sirree. Jim, nice to see you. The place goes wild. Congratulations. This must be very thrilling. Your head just must be spinning because of the constant and overwhelming praise and adulation that you're generating for yourself because of the films.
It's an amazing thing. I don't know exactly what's happened. I've gotten very popular, but it's nice to know your roots, and it's nice to know what happened.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
And I really think it's responsible. You know, what's responsible for this whole thing is my subliminal motivation tapes.
So that's obviously a joke. I don't think he really does listen to them tapes. But it's nice that he came out saying that I've got the popularity, and then turn around and say, but it's nice to know where your roots are, because obviously Jim Carrey at this moment in time is very grounded.
Nice to know what happened,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
and I really think it's responsible. You know, what's responsible for this whole thing is my subliminal motivation tapes. I had no money and no education. Now I have script approval and the power to green light a movie project. I can even throw a tantrum and lock myself in the trailer while the whole crew waits.
Right, so he's going in on people, well, taking the mick out of people who live in trailers with that voice. Okay. I've only seen a snippet of this interview where he's talking about the money and stuff, but I mean, that's actually it's a whole interview of like 9 minutes. Can't wait.
Yeah, you're being silly.
Well, I'm a little,
Is it difficult to keep a level head with all of this, though?
well, I'm a little pissed about this.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
about
that.
the
Oh,
tabloid.
what's
What do
this?
you have there?
I found this in a pothole outside.
It's where the media
But,
belong.
you know, I just want to warn people.
Could
you
I
know-
see that? Just
Well, in a second, because
Okay,
I just
all
want to, you know, I want to tell people that if you go to a newsstand and you read about me in these rags, you know, 90% of what you're reading is absolute garbage. It's total fabrication. Check it out.
Before he goes into it, but welcome to the media. The media, that's why people call it a rag. Like a shit rag. You know what I mean? Hang on, I lost my button. There we go.
Well, now. That's one of the worst offenders right there. That icky Newsweek.
Yeah. Check this out.
Can't believe a thing you read in Newsweek.
Check this out, man.
And what about the London Times? There's another one that's
Oh,
sticks
yeah.
to eye.
They're after me, going through the garbage. You know, check this. Jim Carrey is reported to be making $7 million a picture. I don't know where they got that number. I wouldn't even rehearse for less than 9. Then they get into my personal life.
Oh, I hate that.
Check this out. Check this out. Said to be romantically involved with Dumb and Dumber co-star
Lauren Holly. Yes.
Now-
This is the short that I'd seen, and this, that, and the other. And I didn't realise that all this interview was on there. I thought it was just like a snippet of an interview that people have seen. But I mean, leading up to this, obviously his humble beginnings, this, that, and the other. I can see now why Jim Carrey is going in on these people, especially the newspapers or the magazines, if you like, because if they are going to print garbage like this about him, then you're going to address it, aren't you?
Involved with Dumb and Dumber
Didn't he marry her though?
Lauren Holly.
At some point.
Now, I don't know where they dream this stuff up. I mean, so we sleep together 4 or 5 times a week. Does that mean we're romantically involved? Of course not.
No.
We're just good friends.
Sarcasm is rife here.
Sleeping buddies.
This is the worst one, though. This is the worst one. Of his competition, Carrey says, I hope they choke on their own vomit and leave the good scripts for me.
Ooh.
Die, die, die. Hurry up and die. Now, that was supposed to be off the record.
Yeah.
Garbage!
I'm sorry.
But he's right. I mean, how many different newspapers, how many different magazines, how many different media products are... No, what's the word? Publications. How many of them write bullshit about everybody? Because that's basically what's happening. I mean, I'm sure the celebrities get it most because that's a talking point and a relatable household name. Like Jim Carrey is a relatable household name, isn't he? So obviously they're going to write crappy stuff about him just to get in the magazines, just to get them sold, etc. Good on him. Good on him. And the sarcasm was brilliant.
I'm sorry, you have to endure that kind of thing when you're this big. You started out your career, when I was first aware of you, back in Los Angeles, you were an impressionist.
Yes,
from Canada. You're Canadian, right?
Impressions, yeah. It actually started out with just voices that I'd hear at night.
I see.
Just voices would come to me, and I think it was my conscience, So a lot of people have, the little whispery voice that comes into their head and says, "I think you might be taking yourself a little too seriously." But my conscience.
Mine normally says, when you've just got in bed, have you locked the back door? And you're like, oh, I have to go and check the doors now. And then you go down and you've locked it.
Voices would come to me, and I think it was my conscience, So a lot of people have, the little whispery voice that comes into their head and says, "I think you might be taking yourself a little too seriously." But my conscience is like Broderick Crawford in Born Yesterday.
I don't know who that is.
Who do you think I'm fooling? Who do you think I'm fooling? Who do you think I'm fooling? No place you can run, no place you can hide if you make arrangements. Shut up! Punks like you's a diamond dust, and I want one of those punks like you.
Whoever that is, I bet it's a good impression.
I like that. Punks like you are a dime a dozen.
Punks like you's a diamond dust, and I want one of those punks like you.
Man, is that
It's hard
cool.
to get out of control.
Yeah, I
when
like
you're
that.
like
But that's the kind of thing once you stop. I'll be saying that now the rest of the week.
Punks like you are a diamond dozen, and I want one of those punks like you.
Nice one. David Letterman can do it as well.
I can't stop doing it.
It's very addictive. It's very addictive.
No place you can run, no place you can hide if you make arrangements. Punks like you in the jacket. What are you going to do, David? I'll take that. Blow your nose in the jacket. Punks like you in it. Shut up. Punks like you.
I'm going to have to find out who this Broderick guy is. Who is he? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to have to find out who he is and what he does.
We're going to do a commercial. We're going to do a commercial for punks like you. Just for punks like you, we're doing a commercial.
Welcome back to the program, ladies.
I like it when you get a talk show host who lightens up to the guest, and will get involved like that instead of just like going, oh, he's on again and he's going to be annoying. I like the people who get, like, obviously I've not watched a lot of David Letterman at all because obviously he's an American talk show host and don't really watch these talk shows. This has just been advised for me to watch. But David Letterman seems here like he's up for a laugh, up for the game sort of thing. It's good.
Gentlemen, Jim Carrey, Lisa Loeb, Tia Carrere.
I want to do something with the band.
Yeah, go ahead. What would you
Can
like
I
to
do? Would that be great?
What?
Yeah.
How about a movie? Just a movie, maybe get dinner afterwards.
Sure.
Write something up.
It's a date.
You're talking about the magazine articles and about money and stuff, and I know for, maybe this hasn't been your experience, but for my experience and that of many other men and women in stand-up comedy, they work for years and years and years, literally, just making pennies. And then all of a sudden you hit it big and your paychecks increase enormously.
Yeah.
And is that any kind of pressure, any kind of problem for you? Do you...
Not at first.
I'm completely all right with that. It seems
Of course
to
you
have. I seem to have relaxed into it nicely. Now, it's a bit of pressure. I noticed that it changes you in little ways. Like it's changed the way I laugh at parties.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I used to
I
go,
remember this
I used to
bit.
go, that's really funny. You know, now I go, oh! Oh, beautiful! Have you guys heard this one? Oh!
Wow. You could see in that laughing scenario, then the whole scene that he just did, you can see so many faces of Ace Ventura in him, can't you? You can just see every single emotion.
Oh!
You laugh that way because you know you're wealthy. Is that?
I'm very wealthy, and
Yes.
that's
odd.
That's how wealthy people laugh.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh!
Punks like you are a dime a dozen. I blow my nose out punks like you.
Oh, I like the way David brought that back then. Obviously going back to the Roderick dude.
I blow my nose out punks like you.
You're getting frighteningly good at
I
that.
love it. I love it.
It's better if you turn around before it, though.
Yeah.
You gotta turn around.
I can hardly wait for the show to be over so I can go upstairs and say this to everybody in
Practice.
the office. Do you have a clip? Do you have anything in the film you want to show? Did you bring a clip?
Yeah, I actually brought a clip. I didn't bring a clip of the film. I brought something else.
What is
Because,
it, Jim?
you know, at this point, a lot of things are coming out that I did before the success of Ace, and you know, people are trying to capitalize on things I've done.
And we've done a little of that. Rob Reiner was here the other night, and we showed videotape, a film of him singing "Blowing in the Wind" with Gomer Pyle on the the Gomer Pyle show, whatever that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
And it was fun. It was fun to look at. But it was.
Well, I have something like it's something like that, and it's just remember when you see this that I was young, I was hungry, and I was frankly I was desperate.
So you're showing this now, so we don't embarrass you by showing. Well, that's pretty good. I think
I just want to bring it out and let the people see and judge for themselves.
How long ago was it?
About 5 years.
Okay, well, this will be fun. Thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Okay.
Hal, if you have the videotape in there of Jim Carrey 5-6 years ago, roll
was
it,
desperate.
please. All right.
I'm Mike Wallace.
I'm Morley Safer.
I'm Ed Bradley.
And I'm Jim Carrey. These stories and Andy Rooney tonight on 60 Minutes.
It's the tonight on 60 Minutes. It's very rarely you see him embarrassed.
That's not so bad.
He hates it, doesn't he?
That's really not that bad.
I feel so filthy.
Oh,
I really do. Can
man.
you forgive me?
Yeah, I think we can. So the film opens, is it this week?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday, and this is one of those. What I've seen of this movie, I've seen little bits and pieces here and there, and it looks like a really good combination of special effects and you just being a complete bonehead. You know, it's just like a nice
Jim Carrey all over.
We definitely have the bonehead
There you go.
in there. Yeah.
So you must be very excited about this.
I'm very
one.
excited.
Well, I hope
I
it's a
can't wait
big,
to see
big
it.
hit for you. It was a pleasure to have you on the show, Jim.
Thank you.
Have a lovely summer and come back anytime.
Thanks a lot, man.
Jim Carrey, ladies and gentlemen.
What a good
Right
guest.
there.
Well, a good guess and an absolutely brilliant spot there from David Letterman. Obviously, doing the impressions back with Jim and whatever, and then embarrassing him to his actual core with that 60 Minutes thing that he did. I mean, it's not often you see Jim Carrey with his head in his hands, but he was like, oh, it was 5 or 6 years ago. I love the fact that he was like, oh, we have to see this clip. And he's like, can't watch. But yeah, I like Jim Carrey as a whole. I mean, I've not seen that many interviews with him, and I've seen like a couple of snippets of this on the YouTube shorts. But to see the whole interview was interesting. I like the guy. I think he's a very, very interesting character, both like behind the scenes and obviously on camera. Anyway, what do you guys think of this reaction? Let me know in the comments. If you want to check out any more interviews, there'll be a playlist right up there. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to check out the original video. And I shall see you next time.